Hey everybody, Aaron Olson here with a student of mine that I just met today for the first time, and I'm posting this video to show everybody a little bit of what we do or what I do at the Jeff Ritter Golf and Tour Striker Golf Academy, and a little bit also of what a group of instructor friends of mine who are involved with the stack and tilt swing system do on pretty much a daily basis. And the word system in method in golf swing has been, or golf swing teaching has been widely publicized in the past few years, and often criticized as a one-size-fits-all type of thing. And just thought I'd post this because I had a really good time with this student, and me coming up through this system of measuring and system of teaching allows me to give a student like this, hopefully right away, the first pieces or the first couple of things in a really simple manner that can help him play better and hit better shots pretty quickly. So left hand side is his first swing of the day that I filmed, and you'll see a couple of unique things. He had one of the weaker right hand grips I've seen in left hand as well, but mainly his right hand is really on top, and we spoke about that at the end of the lesson, how I think over time, if we continue to work together, we'll get that, I guess, to what you would call more of a neutral look, and the advantages that he would have in the follow-through and doing some of the stuff that we want. But for now, I just left it as is, and I'll show you what we did. So if you take this back, got a very interesting takeaway with almost no hinging of the club, and actually no hinging of the club when the arms and club are parallel to the ground. They're both parallel to the ground together. And he kind of loads this wrist hinge up at the top, which is a little bit unique. So he gets to a pretty good position up there. But he's struggling with really big high hooks that just sweep across the target and really big high pushes. So even without a TrackMan, we can deduce that he's got a club path that's fairly rightward, in 6, 7, 8, 9 degrees out to the right, and if his face matches that, he hits a big old high push. And if his face is anywhere near the target, he hits a big old slinging hook, and he has a lot of speed, so that can get a little bit unpredictable for him. So his lower body outraces his upper body. Shoulders get a little bit too closed, and you'll see from down the line view that the club is a little bit behind him. Actually, I can pull it up really quickly too. And I'll just go through this side really quick. So you can see how quickly and how fast and how high this right heel comes off the ground, and how his shoulders stay really closed, and the club is a little bit too inward at this point. So it's a little stuck in modern day golfing terms. And his arms exit his body really highly up by his neck, so basically a big old push and draw pattern. So he doesn't practice at all. He plays once a month, yet really wants to clean up this ball flight. So knowing this, basically all we did was change the setup to begin with in a couple of ways to help him do what I wanted him to do, to get the ball to curve a little bit less and start on a more predictable line. So we narrowed his feet, and because of that right foot that you saw popping up from the ground pretty early and pretty excessively, I want him to turn his right toe out probably at a minimum 30 degrees. I want him to actually practice and hit a lot of shots with it turned almost 60 degrees out to the right, so that it can help him bank inward, stay on the ground a little bit longer, and let his arms get down in front of him so he can swing straighter into the golf ball. So we did that, and basically his instructions were to feel like he was hitting these really fast arm punches where he hits the ball and swings his arms very fast and stops very quickly in the follow-through. So I wanted him to feel pressure under this right armpit in the follow-through, stopping very quickly. And this is kind of what we got after about 15 minutes. So here we are on the left again, his before swing. Stop it about parallel to the ground. Here is one of the practices, or after we did some practice. About parallel to the ground, I can click somewhere in there, and we'll just look at the difference. So notice how his upper body and lower body and arms are sequenced a little bit cleaner. His left arm is getting down in front of his right thigh, whereas here it's not as far forward. His leg work is better via the stance and the right foot, and the shoulders are starting to open at a better rate. So you can see it a little bit here, how closed his shoulders are on the left and how they're starting to get a little more squared up on the right. So let's just keep going through. You know, part of it is the grip, part of it is the sequence of events, but very throwy and flippy through impact. And I think he stubs this one in the ground a little bit, but you can see that it's a cleaner look and better leg work, shoulder turn, knees, and footwork in the follow-through. Also his head and, like I said, shoulders, but upper thoracic are extending and rotating, and we considerably cleaned up the amount of rolling and flipping so that the arc length of his club is much longer in this right hand video. So the result of this was him starting the ball really straight, cutting down on his curve, and as we got to the driver, he was hitting shots basically straighter than he had said he had hit in quite a few years. So that was exciting for him, and it wasn't very technical at all, just a few little instructions and a little bit of detail as to how those instructions would help him hit it straighter. Gave him an understanding of the geometry of the shots that he was hitting and what we wanted him to do to get it a little bit straighter, and it worked out well. So